A friend recently reached out to ask why I have been off YouTube this past 2 months, and my response was not only swift, it was also casual. I've got a life outside of YouTube. I mean, come on, I practice digital marketing full time. I also train digital marketing full time. But as much as my response was swift and casual, I knew deep within that it has never been this overwhelming in my 11 years as a digital marketer until this past 2 months. I mean, from jostling to meet up with deadlines, clients' deadlines, to creating digital marketing courses and several other things, right? But yeah, in all of this, there were important lessons that I learned, and that exactly is what I want to share in this particular video. So if you are new to digital marketing, this video will help you a great deal moving forward. And if you have been in digital marketing for a while also, just like myself, this video also will be of great assistance to you, because it will also open your eyes to several other things that you could do to cut your stress as a digital marketer, to fast track your deliverables, right? To fast track your ability to deliver projects as quickly as possible, and of course to cut out some unnecessaries, things I call unnecessaries, right? So let's hop right into it immediately, and I should think you will learn a lot, right? So welcome back, guys. My name is Patrick. You may already know that. And as I said earlier on, I have spent 11 years in digital marketing. And one of my very many motivations for starting a YouTube channel has always been to help newbies, right? To help newbies get it right in digital marketing, especially for those who have the belief that digital marketing is difficult, or digital marketing is not profitable. Maybe they cannot build their career around digital marketing. And maybe for experts, those who are already playing in the industry, who are finding some areas of digital marketing very difficult. Yeah, these are some of the reasons I have set up my channel, to help provide that experiential advice, provide that elder brother advice, right? As we all journey together on this path, right? On this path to digital marketing success. Yes, so once again, you're welcome to my channel, and you can do well to motivate me by smashing on that subscription button if you have not done so. So this past 2 months, as I said earlier on, have been overwhelming, right? And of course, in all of that, I have learned so much, right? There are several lessons I learned, and of course, I'll get started right now by pointing them out and explaining them one after the other. So now let's get started immediately. So I got them into my PC, right? Just so that I'm able to be as articulate as I possibly can. The very first point or lesson that I have here is to sieve your customer base, right? Not all customers are worth your time, and that is simply the harsh truth, right? Not everyone who reaches out to you in your DM, your chat DM, via phone calls or what have you, are going to be worth your time. Some potential clients are going to stress you, and they're going to be paying you less. So you've got to put up mechanisms by which you're able to sieve out these unnecessary clients, right? I call them unnecessary clients. And yeah, I took my time also to outline some checklists by which I'm able to sieve out these bad ones. I call them unnecessary clients, or the bad clients, right? So they are really not worth your time, and that is just the harsh truth. This was one of the things I learned this past 2 months, although I knew about this before now, but I was always tempted to pick up as many jobs as possible, right? So not all jobs, not all clients are really worth your time, and you've got to do your diligence by bringing up mechanisms or checklists to sieve out these unnecessary or bad clients. So yeah, lesson number 2 that I learned in this past 2 months was to set clear expectations. So I have always made the mistake of thinking that my client knows it all. My clients know what exactly they want. I've always made the mistake of thinking that I can actually work side by side with my client because they know where exactly they're headed and what exactly they want to achieve. But that's turned out to be a very big mistake. Not all clients know what exactly they want, right? You are in the best position to correct, you are in the best position to educate them. So since this is the case, you've got to set expectations from the get-go, right? Dictate the communication pattern and communication tone. Discuss the pay, right? Discuss the timeline, the project timeline. Some projects cannot be actualized in 1 month. Some goals cannot be achieved in 6 months. Take SEO for example. You cannot achieve your SEO goal no matter how good you are with SEO. You cannot achieve your SEO goal in 30 days, right? Yeah, you've got to set these expectations from the get-go, right? Do not erroneously assume that your clients know all of these things. Do not erroneously assume that your clients have everything figured out, right? You've got to set your expectations from the get-go. And once again, this is one of the lessons I have always known, but for some careless reasons, I've always glossed over it, thinking I could figure everything out until I got so overwhelmed this past 2 months. And of course, I learned my lesson once again, right? Yeah, so number 3 lesson I learned in this 2 months was to mentor interns, right? You cannot do everything yourself. You cannot be a jack of all trades. I mean, come on, you cannot pick up 7 projects and work on them simultaneously. I don't know, right? Yeah, so you've got to mentor others. You've got to bring in people on board, right? Train people, mentor them, impart same knowledge into them, and dish projects out to them to execute on your behalf. And of course, if you've got some extra cash with you, you can tip them, you can pay them some stipends, right? Depending weekly or monthly, but do your diligence to train. In my own case, in about 11 years, I've had opportunity of training no less than 6,500 people. I mean 6,500 people, right? In about 11 years. But this past 2 months was a marathon. I took my time to train no less than 50 people, and I started by dishing out tasks to them to relieve myself of some of these workloads, right? So you can also do the same, train interns and dish some of these tasks to them, and of course be generous enough to compensate them also. And lesson number 4 is to productize your service. Except a client is paying you, listen attentively, except a client is paying you for a custom based service, right? You don't have to build a custom service for any client, right? In my own case, I decided I was going to build services or deliver results or deliver stuff or carry out services, carry out activities that can also be replicated, right? I mean, things I can replicate, templates I can replicate, samples I can replicate, projects I can replicate, and several other things that I can replicate for other clients. So you have to productize your service. There will be no need to custom build a service. There will be no need to custom deliver a service for a client if the client is not paying for a custom service, right? You've got to have your pricing template. You've got to have several other things that you can present to the client and replicate for other clients, right? Once again, the clause is except the client is paying heavily or paying so much money for a custom based service, right? Yeah, that is the only time you can build them a custom service. But anything other than this, guys, you've got to do something that can be replicated for others, right? So you don't get burnt out unnecessarily. I hope this makes sense to you. So point number 5 and the 5th lesson, obviously, is to rebuild your energy, right? You obviously cannot pour from an empty cup. You've got to rebuild your energy. You are the greatest asset you've got. You have to maintain it. You've got to keep it well. If you break down, you wouldn't have the opportunity of delivering on projects. And that is why you must make out time. You must take out time for vacations. You must take out time for breaks, right? Even quiet moments. So in my own case, I had to set up a couch in my workspace for naps. Yeah, funny as this may sound, but that is true, right? I needed to sleep well, especially in the afternoons, right? And I needed to have quiet moments off my computer, right? And of course, some other times for family. So you've got to rebuild your energy system. It is very important. I mean, very important, right? So I hope this helps you, and I hope you got value from my experience and the lessons I learned in just 2 months. So if this video helped you, right, do well to share with others, and do not forget also to smash the subscription button and the like button also, so that you are able to see my next video. Because guys, I'm back, and I'm back to make educative videos that help digital marketers at all levels to get along, to get going as far as this industry is concerned. Thank you so much, and I'll be seeing you in my next one. Bye bye.